I think I know more about the environment than most people.
The new USA administration has started censoring and removing climate change information, data, and funding. From removing pages on government websites to giving certain individuals access to organization systems, we will cover what has happened in less than a month. Let's start with the Department of State website page. Firstly, the page on the climate crisis has been removed. This is what the URL used to show before, a page full of information. Also, many articles and pages in relation to climate change and environmental issues have been removed on the website. Trump and the new administration has also heavily targeted the Environmental Protection Agency. The Environmental Justice Screen was removed, which was a useful online mapping tool that combined environmental and demographic data to identify areas with disproportionate exposure to environmental impacts. If you do want to use it, it has fortunately been saved by public environmental data partners. Furthermore, many EPA employees working on environmental justice issues were placed on leave. The EPA is also set to receive less funding, and certain individuals who have worked as lobbyists for the oil and chemical industries have been given certain roles. Another important organization that has been targeted and will be further targeted is the NOAA, or National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, which Project 2025 has talked about as an organization to dismantle, essentially, as it shows evidence of climate change. Firstly, researchers' ability to collaborate internationally has been limited. According to The Wired, a guy called Nikhil Rajpal, who seems to be working under DOGE, a guy with no expertise in anything related to the NOAA, was granted access to the organization's system after NOAA officials were ordered to. NOAA is an important institution globally as it also provides public access data. Other examples of censorship include removing educational information on climate change. For example, the Climate Literacy Guide, which was previously available on Climate.gov, is now no longer available there. When you try the URL, it's also gone. If you want to access the guide, you can find it in the description. Other studies have been removed, such as the Solar Futures study on the Department of Energy website. A good tool to find the saved pages is the Wayback Machine. This is another example of removed information. Censorship of educational information can also be seen at the state level in Ohio. There previously was a bill to make universities neutral on climate change called Bill 83, which failed to pass, but now there is the House Bill 6, which has the same section as the previous bill, which is trying to be passed. They were essentially trying to frame climate change science and education as a controversial belief. You can also find that they changed their wording from climate change to climate policies, perhaps to seem a little more reasonable. The following example isn't about information, but I still wanted to show it to you. Iowa has introduced, which does not mean pass, a bill to remove the prior purpose of the state to reduce dependency on fossil fuels. Finally, another way of censorship can be seen at the Department of Transportation, where research grants could be refused if you use the following words. On the topic of the Department of Transportation, the administration are wanting to rescind things linked with climate change activism and rules requiring state transportation departments to measure and establish declining target CO2 emissions on federal highways. Not only that, the DOT and other departments are most probably going to remove the social cost of carbon or decrease it by a lot, which is what happened last time Trump was in power. You can watch this video if you want to learn more about this. So in conclusion, in less than a month, we can already see some climate censorship by the new administration. Luckily, there is some pushback legally and also by communities who managed to save this data. I cannot stress the importance of having access to public data and information, which Trump and other people around the world try to suppress.
They're eating the dogs.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to learn more about climate change and energy, don't forget to subscribe.